Today I'm going to show you some of the apps on my phone. They're not all medical. Let's get into it. What is up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Zach with Dr. Eyeball MD. If you're new, I'm a third year ophthalmology resident, but in today's video I want to show you some of the coolest apps on my phone, and these are not going to be all medical apps, so it's a bunch of different apps that I have. Some of them you probably use, some of them you probably never heard of that are really cool, and some of them are kind of expensive, but they're super cool, so I'm going to tell you about them. Anyways, if you guys are interested to see some of the cool and weird apps that I have here, let's get into the video. So just on the home page here, I have all the standard stuff, calendar, photos, all that stuff. I like WeatherBug app for weather, so this is the one that I like to use for the weather because I like to look at the maps and actually see how storm fronts move across the country. I find all that really interesting. I used to watch the Weather Channel when I was a kid, like the guy, the channel that was just dedicated to the weather. I would just watch it. I really like that stuff. I know that's weird. Anyway, so that's what I use for weather. I have Amazon. Obviously, I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. And then I have, for my maps, I use Google Maps instead of the regular maps. And then I have some of the other stuff that's a little less common. I have the Guitar Tabs app. So any song that I hear that I want to know the chords for, learn how to play, whether it be like the actual individual notes or just the chords, I can go into this app and just look it up. As you can see here, I've been trying to learn some rap songs on the acoustic guitar. Trap Queen here, I was trying to learn by Fetty Wap. So anyways, yeah, that's one of my favorite apps for like musical apps for guitar, learning the chords and stuff. I have my Hue app, so I control all of the lights here. You can see the lights right there. I can control here. So this is how I control all the light bulbs, at least most of them in the house. So I really like that app. Audible is one that I've really just started using in the last year, and it has really made a huge difference in the way that I think about a lot of stuff. I've really been reading a lot of books on like productivity, leadership, and just kind of self-help books. I've been reading a lot of stuff in that category. So here's some of the last few things I've been reading. I'm listening to Getting Things Done by David Allen. I was listening to this book, Phaedo by Plato. The War of Art, about like thinking creatively, The Magic of Thinking Big, Atomic Habits, Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. That was a very good book. Just a lot of cool stuff here. If you guys are interested to see some more of the stuff that I like to listen to, I'll make a video about it. Another thing is that I listen to these books. Each time I listen to a book, I go up by 1/10 of the speed. So you can see the speed down here. And I start on 1x speed, and each time I listen to a book, I go up by 1. So I go up 1.7, 1.8, and so gradually I'm able to listen to books faster and faster. I may be reaching a upper threshold of that because you got to really be keyed in to kind of understand some of these more technical books, like the stuff that David Allen's talking about in this book. To listen to it at 1.8 speed, you really got to be dialed in to understand what he's talking about. Notion, I really like the Notion app. I use this for a lot of different things. So I have like to-do list. You can kind of just plan your whole life in this app. I like it. I have a YouTube workflow here, so video ideas, a reading list, so I keep a track of basically books that I want to read here, and then books that I have read and some of the lessons to take from those books, just so I don't forget them. Life goals, I have some innovation ideas, so like surgical instruments, and then other just like ophthalmology related innovation type ideas that I keep a log of in here to get to later. Weekly agenda, I kept track of my interviews for fellowship in here, and what I thought about the programs. Is a really nice app to kind of organize things, and there's great videos out there that talk more about Notion, but I really like that app. This is one you probably haven't heard of that I really like. It's called Picture This. It's an app where you actually get to take a picture of a plant, any plant, and it will tell you what it is. So if I go here and then I take a picture of these, this isn't a real plant, it's a house plant, but if we take a picture of it, it tells us what it most looks like. And obviously this one's not accurate because it's not a real plant, but you can see it gives you all this information about it. This was like a $30 app, but I really like botany, and so I like taking pictures of plants that I find to figure out what they are. Here's one I took a picture of a pumpkin. It obviously knew what the pumpkin was. So it's a super cool app. I think that was like a $30 app, but it's like a one-time purchase thing. I thought it was really cool, so I bought it. Maybe that's stupid. As far as a calendar goes, I think the Google Calendar is fine, but the one I really like is this week calendar. You can like super customize this calendar. to be the exact view that you want. Like you can see, so I have it set up to just show me from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. because I don't really have anything scheduled outside of those hours. So I can see all of that in one view and for the whole week. And then I can customize the layout, I can customize the colors. And I actually really like this calendar. It's a subscription. I think it's like $14 a year, but I really like this calendar. That's probably my favorite calendar. The Calm app, I actually really like this app, and I didn't mean to buy it. I accidentally subscribed to it. I tried to get it, and then somehow I ended up buying the year-long subscription that was like $80, and I was like super mad at myself. But I ended up actually really liking this app, especially when I was on call and I would get like anxiety or stressed out on call. I would pull up like the rainforest thing here, and I would like listen to the soundscapes. I don't know, I just found it kind of calming. I don't know if it's $80 worth, probably to some people it would be, but I purchased it on accident. I still have it, so anyways, I doubt I'll update that one when it comes time, but I like the app. Okay, some more stuff or rather, let me show you. I made a whole video on some good apps for ophthalmology. So for my ophthalmology guys out there, we already talked about this, but Bookshelf app's good for storing wills, and then iHandbook is good, a resource for like on call, and then there's some other good apps in here just for ophthalmology. I actually edit all my videos on my phone, so here's kind of where I have everything that I use for editing. So the app that I use to edit the videos is called Adobe Premiere Rush. It's a $10 per month app, and I can basically edit all the videos here. It's super nice because I can do it on my phone. I can edit them really quickly. So I can go into it. It's got the timeline and everything. It just makes it super easy because I just feel like using my hands to do it, my fingers, instead of like clicking with the mouse makes it easier, for me at least. Lightroom, I'll use this, to kind of touch up some of the Instagram photos and whatnot that I have. That's a super good app. Also a subscription. Instagram, obviously, and then Airbrush, if you need to like touch up anything in a photo or whatever. I have a subscription to Skillshare. I really like Skillshare. You can, there's a lot of cool classes on there. I don't know that it's better than YouTube in terms of probably the depth and the organization of content for like learning in a subject matter. But you can probably learn a lot of this stuff on YouTube. You just kind of have to piecemeal things and kind of put things together. Whereas in Skillshare, it's all put together in kind of like a course. So that's the nice thing about Skillshare. Dropbox, I store a lot of the music files that I put in these videos here. So obviously this is just some of the stuff that I use for the videos. And then the YouTube Studio app is one of my favorite because it lets me just go into the comments and I can reply to you guys right here from my phone. And it tells me all the statistics. It goes into a lot of detail for the YouTube videos. So that's a cool app that I really like. Fiverr, if you guys see the animation intro at the beginning of the videos, I had someone on Fiverr make that. Fiverr is a cool like freelance website where you get a lot of designers and graphic artists that will do projects for you. Basically anything you want or needed. I had someone on here help me, actually this guy here helped me to do the CAD rendering for the surgical instrument that we just tried out in the OR the other day that we have a patent on. So Fiverr is a really amazing site for getting people with really good skills to help you with things. So some other cool ones here. Passable is kind of what I use for storing all my passwords in like one place. So I like that a lot. Etsy, I like shopping apps. I probably shouldn't, but anyways. I have the Buffalo Wild Wings app because every Tuesday it's buy one, get one free. And so I get 20 wings for $13. So I have an app to that and I'm not ashamed of it. Let's see, some other cool apps here. The voice recorder app is what I use when I want to like play back listening to myself singing to try to improve on singing. It's very painful to listen to because I'm not good at singing, but I think I have improved by just listening to myself and trying to improve over time. That's definitely helped. The guitar Tuna app, this is what I used to use to tune my guitar. I don't really need it anymore because I can tune a guitar by ear, at least relative pitch. I can tune it to itself. So assuming, I have one, like the low E, I can tune the rest of the guitar to that. I don't have the absolute perfect pitch, so I can't say, oh, that's a true E, but I can tune the guitar in tune to itself. So I don't really ever use this anymore. And my guitar may be out of tune to like another standardly tuned guitar, but it's in tune with itself, and I just play with guitar with myself, so it doesn't matter. Oh, another cool one here is the Dji Fly App. So this is what I use for the drone if I'm going to be doing drone footage or anything. And so I just pull up this app, pop this in the controller, and then it will pull up the view from the drone. So this is a cool app too. Oh, and then this is one that I just recently found, Speechify. And I really like this app because what it does is it allows you to import any PDF file or you can take a picture actually of a file and it will convert it to a PDF, and then it uses text to voice software to kind of translate it for you and read it like an audiobook. So I uploaded a PDF of a textbook that there's no audiobook for, and that way it will basically read it to me. It will read it like an audiobook. So I have an Oculoplastics book that I've been listening to as an audiobook, even though there's no audiobook file for it, just by using the software. Now this is a very expensive app. It was like $100 or $120 for a year subscription. So I was actually just doing the free trial. I haven't committed to the full subscription, but I think it's a really cool app, and I may bite the bullet on that and eventually do it, just because it's nice to be able to listen to a textbook in the car. Or you could even use it for, like, if you're in medicine or you're whatever, you could upload a PDF of a journal article to it, and it would do text to speech and read it to you like an audiobook, and you can change the speed so you can listen to it at like 2x speed, and you don't have to read the actual PDF. So things that there are not otherwise audio files for audiobook files, you can do through that app. So it's super cool. Those are some of my favorite ones. Oh, like the plant app, there's one for birds too. So this Merlin app, you can take a picture of a bird and it will identify the bird for you. So if you're into like bird watching or anything, or just interested in learning about it, it's super cool because you just take a picture and it tells you. I took a picture of my cat. I thought she was a Canadian goose. So maybe not always super accurate, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Yeah, those are some of the main apps that I like on my phone. I don't know, maybe you guys are interested or haven't heard of some of those and might want to check them out. Anyways, that's what I have. Let me know down in the comments if you know of any other cool apps that kind of fit into some of the stuff that that I might like to use, because I'd be glad to hear from you guys. Anyways, I hope you guys found that video interesting and entertaining. I will see you guys in the next video.